You're welcome back to the Pulse on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. Now, an estimated number of 11,000 babies die every year in this country, Ghana. In the Greater Accra region alone, close to 2,000 babies are born dead each year, stillborn. The effect of this on the mothers of these babies is devastating, and it results in various complications and, in some extreme cases, mental disorders. In some instances, mothers are denied the right to see their babies. Elizabeth Arthur, a victim, tells her story.
I got pregnant, and at a point in time, they said the baby in my tummy is 25 weeks. But as at that moment, I was within my 38 weeks. So they said where the baby is in my tummy, it's like the baby is suffering. So I have to go through CS. So I asked them if that is the only thing which I can have my baby, and at the same time I can see my baby, then there's no problem. So they arranged. I was the first person who went at the theater, and the operation was successful. They took me inside, fine. But the doctor, one of the nurses came that the one who will be able to lift up, if you are able, the moment you are strong, they will bring your baby. So as everybody's baby was brought to him, but for a time, 2 days, my baby was not, I've not seen my baby, and nobody told me anything. Up to now, nobody told me what happened, what was the problem. So I think it's really painful that to carry a baby for 9 months, and at the end, see your baby and nobody will come and tell you anything.
Well, that must be difficult, but for the Ghana Health Service, they're trying to change the situation by setting up a center to assist women who go through postnatal trauma. The director of the Greater Accra Health Directorate, Mrs. Linda Vanotu, has been speaking about this program.
The focus of this program is the launch of what we call the Hope Restoration Program. And the reason why we are doing this is that we have a lot of families who go through a lot of challenges because of pregnancy and childbirth. Some people lose their babies at the end of pregnancy. Some people lose their wives at the end of pregnancy. And some people have the babies born alive, but these babies have challenges. They have difficulty even developing and growing. Some of them, the women, survive pregnancy, but they have a lot of complications. So we realized that we needed to offer them some mental support, because sometimes when it happens, they go home, they don't know who to talk to, they don't understand what happened. There's nobody to tell them whether there's anything that they could have done or something that they should do for the future. And some of them even decide that they will not have any more children. And therefore, we realized that we needed to do something for them, and that is why we are doing this. What we are hoping to achieve is that at least there will be a physical place for people who need to know more, who need mental health support to go, especially in relation to maternal and newborn health. So if a woman, for example, lost her baby as a result of stillbirth, where the baby was born dead, or she had the baby all right but lost it in 1 week, she will have somewhere to go to. We have people who are trained, who can talk to them and help them to go through the grieving process and overcome, so that they can put their lives together and start. It is not just for women, it is for their fathers, it is for the family. It could even be that a child knew that the mother was going to the hospital to bring home another child, and the mother came without any child. This child may be wondering what happened. Sometimes the parents are not able to explain. So they can come there. It could be anybody who would want to know more about what happened, and especially needs that kind of psychological support. These are the people that we want to meet. So that is why we are setting this up, to offer that kind of support. Up till now, it's been a gap in our system, especially for maternal and newborn care. There is that gap, and this is what we are using to fill that gap. So we have people knowing more, and especially receiving that kind of psychological support that they need. And hopefully this will help them to overcome or shorten the period that they grieve, and also help us as healthcare providers to know whether these people have any medical conditions that can be treated, or whatever we can do to let them have a better or easy way of dealing with this. That is what we are hoping to achieve.
Right, so let's see how this particular program turns out for these mothers, so they don't lose more of these babies. Now, some of them have never ever seen the sun or what goes on around them since birth, while others have one thing or the other causing their disability. They usually face difficulty adjusting to the system outside of their world, and very few jobs are available to them. One guaranteed profession that they usually succeed in is music. But they lack the instruments that will push the agenda forward. But it seems that there is light at the end of the tunnel for these visually impaired people, as some fashion designers led by Black ID try to put some smiles on the faces of these visually challenged persons by organizing a runway charity show for the Akropong School for the Blind. Well, we're joined in the studio by the organizer of the event, Black ID, together with other fashion designers represented by Kenneth Kobna Mensah, to throw some more light on this particular intervention they are seeking to bring for these people at the Akropong School for the Blind. Kenneth joins me now in the studio. Kenneth, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for joining us here on the program.
Thank you too.
When I heard this initially, I'm like, okay, for these ones at the Akropong School for the Blind, they need help. But why through fashion?
Because that's what I do, and you know, since childhood I wanted to be someone who do a lot for the society. And you know, I'm not a good orator, so I can't, you know, like Marcus Garvey and the rest, I can't do that. So the only way I can do that is through clothing. So that is why I'm coming through that channel.
What fueled this initiative of yours?
My birthday is on the 24th of May, and as part of my social responsibility, I've decided that I would do something for the less privileged every year. So last year I did some donation, and this year I've decided to do something. So I came up with this idea, why not the blind? So I'm not just donating to them, but after donating, I'm donating about 100 uniforms to them. Then after, do a fashion show, because you know, when it comes to the field of fashion, they've been taken out. And although you can't see, but they can walk. So why not allow them, give them the opportunity to do the catwalk?
Have they done this before?
They've never done it before.
So how do you intend doing this?
We've done a couple of rehearsals and it came out great.
Tell me how you do it.
You know, we don't have the experience and we don't have what it takes. So we spoke to the teachers and they said it's very possible. And when we got there, we trained the teachers, and the teachers did what they had to do by, you know, they know how to go about everything. Okay,
so fashion, clothing, trying to help these visually impaired people at the Akropong School for the Blind. I'm sure you went there initially to assess their conditions even before looking at your profession to help them out. How bad is the situation there at the school now?
Okay, I don't think it's that bad. Okay, for me, you know, when you go there, you're not allowed to do it, but I don't think it was that bad. The teachers are very caring and, you know, very welcoming, because, you know, it's very difficult dealing with people like that, especially when you want to demonstrate something for someone to see and the person can't really see. It's a bit difficult. So I think the teachers and the administration are really doing well. So I'll commend them for that. Okay,
so runway, catwalk, you want to do this to help these ones.
Yeah.
How sustainable is this plan, or this is a one-off event?
No. Well, next year, what I'm doing is, next year, what I'm doing is, this one is small. This is only for the Akropong School for the Blind. But next year, I want to do a nationwide thing. Any visually impaired person who wants to do modeling, I want to start that thing. You know, go around, you give us your location, we come pick you up. Maybe every weekend we rehearse. The next day, I'm praying that other corporate bodies will come on board and we do a bigger moving pick.
Okay, so your plan here is not just to help these kids in getting some funds and some support for them, but you want to create blind models.
Yeah, and give them employment. And what I'm thinking is, from now, I think when I get any platform, any fashion show, I want to go with my models. the visually impaired, so that they get something. If every month or every 2 months we get a show, I come with them, we do a show, whatever we get, I give it to them.
Is that not too much for them? It's one thing already being able to navigate without seeing a thing, and now you're asking them to model.
It's for them, to us, it's a challenge, but to them, it's not something that difficult. Because when you go on campus, they don't use white sticks, they don't use anything, they go about everything. You know, you'll be on campus, someone will drink water, and the person won't just drop it. Walk to the bin and drop it. You know, to you, you can't close your eyes and do that, but for them, it's something simple.
But see, it's one thing being in your environment, knowing where A is, knowing where B is, and walking to it and doing what you can. But you're asking them to walk down a runway, stop, turn, show what they're wearing, turn and walk back. How simple is that?
For them, it's simple because, you know, your environment, let's say a whole house, that's a very big place. But the runway is, let's say, about 20 feet or maybe 30 feet. So if the person is able to go 1, 2, 3 times, they are very smart. They can do that.
Okay. You're smart as a fashion designer. Is this your way of introducing another new wave of modeling in the world by using people who are visually impaired?
Yes, yes. That's my new way.
Why is this important for you?
You know, we look down on people. Sometimes, you know, when you are a bit, you know, physically challenged in a way, people look down on you. They think they are higher than you are. And I don't think that should be the way. We should be equal. So when it comes to clothing, the fact that you can't see doesn't mean you can't look good. So, you know, I want us to be one. We don't have to take them out. People are trying through their own means and their own fields, empowering people. This is the little I want to do through fashion. Yeah.
Where do you see this innovative idea in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think it should be an international thing. It should be a festival every year, maybe from one continent to the other. We do the show. We don't just concentrate on Ghana, but maybe if we are moving to a different continent, we take some of the models here, plus the people outside, other visually impaired outside, then we do a show. So at the end of the day, we are connecting the whole world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And much as you intend to open this new way for these visually impaired people, you're looking at this also as a business, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way, but right now, I'm not looking at it as a business. But as time goes on, you know, I'm not looking at myself, but I'm looking at them. Because, you know, even right now, most of the university graduates are home employment issues. So how much more those who can't see, how are they going to get employment? It will be a challenge. So I have to try and create something. Being creative doesn't mean only in the clothing aspect. You have to be creative. Anything around you, as a designer, you have to take inspiration from everything around you, and you should be able to come out with something. So I think I'm being creative everywhere. I have other ideas that I want to bring out, but, you know, one step at a time. So right now, this is what we want to concentrate on.
Is it easy chartering in your course as a fashion designer and looking to open a new path in what you do?
There's nothing easy, but, you know, the meeting of preparation with opportunity generated offspring we call luck. So I'm prepared now. So I'm just waiting for the opportunity, and even I'm creating the opportunity myself. So if I get other people to give me the opportunity, I think it will be bigger and wider than what I'm even looking at. Okay,
and when is this runway show happening?
It's happening on the 21st of May.
21st.
So we are at the Akropong School for the Blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
For these people you want to help out at the school, where do you want to take them?
For them, this Saturday, we'll be on Kasahari. There's one blind guy who can also do rap. You know, we have various, like, everyone has his own talent and what he feels like doing. So if we get a platform now, if maybe the person doesn't want to even do modeling, we can even try and find a place to put the person, you know, so that we become equal. You know, when you are working and I'm working, we don't depend on each other that much. And when we want to do something together, we can do it. So this is something I want to just help with them.
So for you, it's not just about giving these people handouts year on year. You want to create jobs for them so they can also fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, great idea, Kenneth. And thank you for being so generous in helping these ones at the Akropong School for the Blind, the visually impaired. Kenneth Kobna Mensah, is a fashion designer. We can actually speak to the headmistress for the Akropong School for the Blind. Good afternoon to you, madam. Hello? Good afternoon, madam. Great. Nice to speak to you this afternoon. We have in the studios Kenneth Kobna. He's telling us about this innovative idea he's trying out to help your students there at the school organize a charity show, a runway, trying to create models for the visually impaired. What do you make of this idea? Do I have you on the line, madam?
Hello?
Yes. I was
Hello.
asking that Kenneth is here with us, a fashion designer, hoping to do something for your students at the Akropong School for the Blind. What do you make of this initiative?
Thank you very much. I think we have been communicating with us for some time now to involve the visually impaired students in the fashion show. So first find out what are their motives. So they just want to showcase the talent in the children and to prove to the world that disability is not inability.
Now, how is this initiative going to benefit your children at the school?
Well, I think it will help somehow to build self-confidence in them. Some of them maybe can be models through this. They can be models. People can pick them. But that's the issue. As models, it can be a way or a means way to earn their living. It can be serve as an employment, source of employment to some of them in the future, or something that will supplement their income when they were working.
Okay. Now, since Kenneth brought this initiative to you, how many of these students have expressed interest in becoming models?
Oh, a number of them, actually. But sometimes it's easier said than done. People do express their desire, but later they can change their mind. Some too initially may seem as if they don't seem to be interested, but later you see them coming on board, especially when you see their counterparts performing and applause and things that come on. You say, wow, what prevents me from also joining? I think a lot of express the desire to.
Okay. Interesting. Madam Helena, tell me something. For the school right now, the Akropong School for the Blind, Kenneth is trying to help out with these students, but are there peculiar challenges you're having as we speak? Can you hear me, Madam Na? Do I have Madam Na on the line? Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I was asking that beyond the initiative that Kenneth is bringing to you at the school, are there any challenges or peculiar problems you're having that need attention?
Oh, it happened. I think there's no society without a challenge. So it is with Akropong School for the Blind. Recently, our problem, I keep on talking about it. The school has resumed 3 days ago. And looking at the enrollment, it's very bad. Most of the children have not turned out yet. Meanwhile, we are supposed to start normal classes. And those from Kumasi have an old lady who was working with the Ghana Blind Union. She has sacrificed. She will hire a car and bring those children to school. And she came to me this morning lamenting bitterly that she made an announcement, and to her surprise, only 8 children. Only 8 children. It means only 8 parents brought their children. So she was lamenting that she doesn't understand why she is helping parents and the parents may not see the use of it. So once a late arrival for children to school, it's affecting the academic calendar. But we run the same calendar with the sighted counterparts. So when we go to other sighted schools, we see the children in school, full. But our children, most of them are still at home. Secondly, another challenge, we share walls with other neighbors. It has become a habit of jumping over our wall, making us do a thoroughfare. I've been talking about it over and over, and people still do it. People drive their cars through the school. which endangers the life of the inhabitants. So it's a very big challenge on us now. People come, even water, they come to fetch it, go, jump over the wall, come and fetch water, and go away. And right now we are owing, it's over 1,000 last Ghana that we are owing, same with electricity. But they even came to us threatening to, disconnect. But they gave us that human peace. It's a very big challenge we are facing now. Just to mention it to you.
Okay, so clearly there are a number of challenges that you're facing. Is it becoming more and more difficult to run the school?
No, what makes it difficult is when things are not going well, especially people are just making things difficult for you. You caution them, they won't listen. Most of those who are using the school, as I say, there are other access roads which lead direct to their houses. But because that is untied and this place is tired, they will prefer to use the school, to read the school. They are actually making a hell for us. It's creating hell for us.
Okay.
There's an access road to their home. So where do you pass through somebody's home? A gated school. Then you pass there, you open the gate. Sometimes they open and leave the gate ajar. You just go, pass through and go. Leave the gate just like that. You are endangering the lives of children, because these are special children. And anything at all can happen. When there's danger coming, they may not see it.
Okay.
The evil people can even enter at any time.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right. Thank you, Madam Mahelana, for speaking to us this afternoon, the headmistress of the Akropong School for the Blind. Clearly, even as many continue to help in supporting the school and these visually impaired students, the challenges continue to double and triple, even as help tries to come through. Let's just try and help these ones so they get their lives on track and are able to live like all of us normally, like we want it to be. But thank you, Kenneth, for such a good initiative in trying to help out these kids in becoming future models and being able to harness their ability. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Kenneth, Government Science and Fashion Designer, they're looking to create visually impaired models in Ghana today. Let's now move on to some other stories this afternoon here on The Pulse, because the Ghana Police Service has opened investigations into a statement by the head of its drug enforcement unit asking for the decriminalization of marijuana. In a statement, the Director of Public Affairs, Superintendent Cephas Arthur, said the statement does not represent the official position of the service. Joining me in the studio now is Mrs. Latif Idris. He has a copy of that statement and will tell us more about this. Latif, I heard, and I actually saw that story online about the head of the drug enforcement unit saying that it's about time we begin looking at decriminalizing marijuana in the country. What's the Ghana police saying now?
Yeah, Francis, you know, this story made rounds yesterday, and he's not the first high-profile individual to come out with a statement for the decriminalization. We've had the narco boss, Akropong upon. He's been very outspoken when it comes to the decriminalization of marijuana. Recently, we had the former Secretary General of United Nations, Kofi Annan himself, also coming out strongly for the legalization. Now, yesterday, this statement that is being purported to be made by this police officer made a lot of rounds. And today, we've had the Police Public Affairs Unit. I would like to quote exactly what Cephas Arthur.
That statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm quoting Cephas Arthur. He says, quote, the statement by DSP David S. Hokpoti of the narcotic unit to the effect that the use of cannabis should be decriminalized does not represent the official position of the service. The police administration is therefore calling on the general public to disregard the statement, which was aired on TV3 on Wednesday, 11th May 2016. Meanwhile, investigation has commenced into the officer's conduct. Clearly, what the police is saying that the statement by this officer does not represent the position of the Ghana Police Service. And so for now, the man is under investigations according to the Ghana National Police Service.
For making this statement.
That's
interesting, considering that his position as the head of drug enforcement to give him an overview of what the challenge has been and how we handle marijuana in this country, and why the Ghana Police Service says that this does not represent their view and that they are investigating this issue. Thank you, Latif, for this statement. I know there's more that the Ghana Police Service has also brought out today.
Exactly.
Not related to the marijuana
at all. We also heard that they've placed injunction on the police recruit. You know, they've opened up for individuals who want to get into the police service to go and purchase cards, which they can use to apply online.
Yes.
Now, there were rumors that that one has also been, a court order has been secured, and so the police has placed injunction on it.
No,
now
the one who sent the case to court has placed an injunction, secured a court order of an injunction
on the whole process.
Police service from recruiting.
Yeah, the police says that is not true, and they've issued a statement to that effect. If we have time, I'll just quickly run through. Now, the attention of the police administration has been drawn to media reports of an injunction placed on the police recruitment exercise currently ongoing. The police wishes to state that it has not received any court order to that effect. Consequently, the general public and would-be applicants are encouraged to go ahead with the application without any reservation. Signed, Cephas Atta of the Public Affairs Unit of the Ghana Police Service.
Okay.
So clearly, if you're out there and you want to go ahead with your processes, the road is open. You can go ahead.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Interesting statements coming from the Ghana Police Service today on the issues that have been raised. First, on the marijuana comment made by the head of their drug enforcement unit, and also this one on the court's injunction that the IT company says it had secured, stopping the Ghana Police Service from going ahead with the recruitment process. We'll see how this plays out in the coming days. But thank you, Latif Idris, for sharing those details with us of that statement by the Ghana Police Service. At this point, we'll go for a break. When we come back, Gary Osmith joins us for the latest in sports. Stay with us.